Hello, my name is Gabriel Limon, and this is my self-portrait presentation on the topic of motivation. First, we'll talk about my intrinsic motivation, which is the motivation for affiliation. I am definitely an affiliator. So I have this desire to be liked and accepted. And a lot of times I demonstrate that by being non-confrontational. I'm definitely the type of person that avoids conflict. 'Cause oftentimes it makes me feel uncomfortable. And I always like to keep a harmonious environment and oftentimes when I'm put in a position where I have to confront somebody, sometimes I'm a little bit passive aggressive because I don't want to be too direct. And I'm always sensitive to other people's feelings. I do love to counsel and help other people. And it actually brings me great satisfaction to help others when someone asks me for help and I'm able to resolve their issue. Now, my coworkers, they are all achievers. Everyone has a chip on their shoulder and they have something to prove. Oftentimes, they'll always ask for feedback because they ultimately desire to do a good job and they want to know that they're doing a good job. And sometimes that causes them to be perfectionists. And I guess the downside to that is they're afraid to take risks, and a lot of times they're afraid to fail. And I often have to push my team to take positive risks and not be afraid to fail, so that they can work a little bit more autonomously and not necessarily depend on my feedback or rely on me to affirm and reassure them that they're doing a good job. My boss, on the other hand, he's definitely motivated by power, and he's an influencer. He's definitely the type of person that seeks conflict and confrontation. He does have a sales background, and he really likes to assert his dominance in negotiations, in meetings, and even in just a casual conversation. He is the type of person that sets goals, and he does set a clear vision for the team. He's not afraid to move issues up the chain and escalate and talk to higher ups if he needs to. And he's definitely the type to initiate calls to action. So while me and most of my coworkers like to keep a harmonious environment, if he sees that things get stagnant, he will ruffle feathers and he will make people feel uncomfortable in order to spark action. Now, as far as the team dynamics, I have a great chemistry with my coworkers. I like to keep a very positive environment, and I think the chemistry works because a lot of my coworkers are they want to know that they're doing a good job, and oftentimes I reaffirm that. I do like to create a work family culture, and I think I get along with my boss because I'm not too contentious. I might push back a little bit, but at the end of the day, I think he has a pretty big ego, and I'm not the type of person that'll I guess burst his bubble. Um, Oftentimes, my boss will remind me that I'm running a business, and then I'm not just running a social club. Although I like to keep a good vibe in my offices, he always likes to remind me that the goal is um, to grow financially and to make profits. When he puts that kind of pressure on me, it actually motivates me to be successful, not just to make the company money, but to actually keep the team together. To make sure that we don't have to let someone go, and to also make sure nobody quits because they don't feel successful. So ultimately, I think I'm motivated by um, keeping that camaraderie and um, keeping those relationships together and keeping the band together. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy this presentation.